Good evening. Today we're going to talk about the Beretta Pico. Yes, I know, I can hear it already. People, for some unknown reason, dislike this gun. I don't know why. I've had this for several years. I've never had a single failure. No failure to feed, no failure to fire, no failure to eject. Every time I pulled the trigger, the round has gone off, the empty casing has ejected, the new round has stripped off the top of the magazine and came in, and it went into battery. Never had a single issue. So anyway, this is how I tend to carry it. This is my DeSantis Superfly. As you can see, it's been around a while. This pattern used to be all over this. Now it's not. This is the flat part that goes over here. At one time, this was a one-time fits mini holster, as in you could put different guns in here. Not anymore. Right now, this is a left-handed holster for this gun. You can see the way it's worn in. That's just how it goes. So here's the Pico itself. This is the magazine I normally carry in it, the extended one. So the weird thing is, these two magazines have identical capacities. There's no difference in capacity. As you can see, they are the same except for this little thing, which even in a 380, as light recoiling as it is, makes a real difference in how controllable the gun is. Whereas this 1.5 finger versus the full hand. So this is generally the magazine I carry, and I keep this as the backup. As I'm sure you've noticed, there is no button here to disconnect the magazine. It's this little paddle here. I've seen of these before. This is the only gun I have that actually has this. It's kind of okay once you get used to it. It has the advantage of being ambidextrous. They do drop positively, so that's not a real issue. You're not stripping anything out. It just kicks it right out. Let's see. This is the slide stop. I normally consider this a slide release, but in this particular gun, not so much. It works well to hold the gun back. That's a lot of effort. And you got to get it just right, because this thing is designed to be snagless. So there's no real ridge there, just the very slightest ridge. And it's a real pain. This is a double action only. So every time you pull the trigger, there is a hammer here. This is not striker or anything. There's a hammer that comes back and then goes forward. The Beretta magazines, the Beretta manual says not to regularly dry fire this. I don't know what that means. I don't do it very often. I have some snap caps running around here. I mean, I can do it, and I'm not afraid of it. But if I'm going to like really practice with something, then I put the snap caps in it. As you can see, standard 3-dot sights, they work very well, which is good because this gun doesn't point for crap. Ordinarily, your hand is like this. This is what you expect. If I try to just point shoot with this thing, yeah, it goes way low because it tends to be like this. So yeah, the sights are important. Fortunately, they're good ones. So ordinarily, I don't usually go into taking your gun apart when I do these videos. In this particular case, I'm going to, because it's not toolless. It's a little weird. So, lock the slide back. There we go. Lock the slide back, and then see this little thing here? I can't quite turn that with my thumb. Maybe if you've got a better thumbnail than I do. I tend to have a Swiss Army knife running around somewhere, or you can use the magazine, or you can use the semi-rimmed part of the shell casing, and you turn it this way, and once it's turned, now you release it and it just slides right off. Like I said, it's a little weird that it's toolless, or that it's not toolless, I should say. It's just it's not a big deal due to how simple it is, and the fact that it uses a tool that pretty much everybody has around them at all times. And then you don't have to do anything else. Oops, I lied. It's not on there yet. There it is. Cycle it a couple times and it takes it. And then that goes back in here. So, like I said, I don't know why people don't like this gun. I really don't. It's inexpensive. It's a Beretta. For its size, it's pretty well controllable. I mean, obviously, it's only a 380. I've fired a Ruger LCP, not the LCP2, but I've fired the LCP. I don't really see a whole lot between them. This works as well to me as that does. It doesn't have a very light trigger. I'll put a link down below to my review of the gun where I have the actual specs of the trigger pull and all that. And I'll also put a link to my review of the holster, which I really like. And it's also very inexpensive. Like I said, it's got a really heavy trigger, but since I carry this exclusively in my pocket, I'm okay with that. I don't mind a heavy trigger in a pocket gun. In fact, I kind of like it, even though this holster does do an excellent job of covering the trigger up. As you can see, both sides, you're not going to get in there and pull that trigger. I'm perfectly happy with the holster. As you can see, it is a DeSantis. I still would like a nice heavy trigger in my pocket gun. The only other, like I said, I carry a J-frame there sometimes, which is not exactly a lightweight double-action trigger either. But anyway, like I said, I'll put a link to the full review, and I'm glad I have this gun. I don't see any particular need to replace it with a different 380. It's the only 380 I own. I spent a couple years doing delivery work, and this was in my left front pocket the whole time, especially since I wasn't supposed to have it. But that's a company policy and not a legal thing, so they got their policies and I got mine, and mine involved being armed. So if you're looking for a good, solid, reliable 380, I like this one. If you don't, that's fine. But that's my view on it. So, you guys have a good day. Talk to you later.